one Zambia, one nation.
Welcome to it. It's the WBC, simply put in full, the World Boxing Council WBC World Boxing Council fight between Zambia's Catherine Piri as she's taking on Christina McMahon. My name is Matimba Nkwanze, once more in commentary position with my expert analyst and obviously analyst to the fore that will bring you the extra information that you need, and that's Michael Kaum. Michael, the big day that we've been waiting for, this one is coming at a day coincidentally when there's also a big fight that will be coming through between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. But for now, let's concentrate on the business. This is a big one, Michael. You can't ask for anything bigger than this.
Absolutely, Matimba. You can't take away anything from this match. This is a huge fight for Zambia. Catherine Piri coming up against Christina McMahon from the Irish Republic. This is for the WBC bantamweight interim gold belt, a huge fight.
All right, just an insight on the two boxers. We start with Christina McMahon. She's from Ireland and of course born on the 18th of June. She was born on the 18th of June 1974. Simply put, she's 40 years of age in the super flyweight category. Her nickname is Lightning, meaning that she'll probably bring us some bit of lightning in this one. And she has had won 6 fights, three of them through knockouts, and lost nothing, so drawn nothing. 6 fights she's been in charge, and she's won all the 6, Michael. And 6 of the 6 fights, 3 of them through technical knockouts and drawn nothing. So that tells you that she's no easy opposition coming into this one.
She says age ain't nothing but a number.
All right, and so the other, just to put it on record, the 6 fights that Christina has had. On the 14th of September 2013, she took on Lana Cooper, and that one did take place in the United Kingdom, and as usual, as is the case, as is explained from what has been highlighted so far, she's yet to lose a fight. So she won that one against Lana Cooper. That was on the 14th of September 2013. Then came the 9th of March. She did take on Karina Kompiniska, and that one also recording a victory in favor of Christina McMahon. Then there's also Stephen Ducastel. That was on the 3rd of November in the year 2012, and again she came out tops. The same can be said about the fight that she did fight on the 19th of March 2011 against Julija Setukova, which was in Dublin in the Ireland, and she won that one as well in the Republic of Ireland. Now 2010, on the 12th of October 2010, she took on Paulina Pencheva, and this one was at the National Basketball Arena in Dublin, Ireland rather, and she won that one as well. But her debut in terms of her announcing her presence in terms of international boxing came through on the 7th of August in the year 2010. The venue was a City West Hotel in Dublin in Ireland, and she took on Ineta Likina. So simply put, it's the first time that she's fighting outside Ireland. But in my interaction with her, Michael, she did say that the time that she was involved in kickboxing, she did travel to South Africa to fight in the kickboxing category. But now we're talking about boxing, which is a different preposition altogether.
Yes, Matimba, a lot of people have been talking about Christina's age. They've been going like she's 40 years old, she's old, and all that kind of stuff. But Christina is very experienced. She's a kickboxer, and she's going to give our boxer here, Catherine, a good run for her money. Just the other day, I was talking to her trainer, who happens to be the husband and manager, Martin McMahon, and he says she's not here just to fool around. She's here to win.
All right, the beautiful faces that are here in terms of boxing, and that's why maybe we should also rename this sport to also be a beautiful sport. It is absolutely because of those beautiful faces, truth be told. Now, let's turn our attention to the Zambian boxer, Catherine Piri, and of course, Catherine, 21 years of age, grade 11 pupil at Namununga Secondary School in Lusaka. She's also the head girl there. So far, thus far, she has had 10 fights. 5 of them she's won through knockouts, lost nothing. And of course, the age difference almost half in terms of the age, because Christina McCann is 40 and she's only 21, Catherine. Now, just to bring you up to speed on how her boxing fight has been thus far, she came and announced her presence in terms of boxing on the 28th of May, and that was her debut against Esther Chalwe. That fight was at the National Sports Development Center, NASDAQ in Lusaka, and she won. Thereafter, it was on the 3rd of September 2011. She took on Cecilia Pitsen, and this was at the Maramba Stadium in Livingstone, Southern Province, and that one again, she came out tops. Then came Diana Makumbe. This one was on the 29th of October 2011 at the Konkola Stadium in Chirilabombwe, the border town with the Democratic Republic of Congo. And yet again, Catherine came out tops. For now, let's pause for a while so that we have more announcements from the MC. In this case, we're talking of Paken Makwane for more announcements. But maybe before we cross over, as we give you a lowdown, she took on Hamisa Willy from Tanzania. This one was on the 31st of March 2012 at the government complex in Lusaka. And with judges William Seketi, Lonzua Zimba, Richard Tem, and Chris Mandila as the judges, she came out tops. Thereafter, it was Natalie Forge. But on your picture, it is the 40-year-old Christina McCann, accompanied by the husband, who is also the manager, as she makes a grand entry to the ring. She says she's loved the weather in Zambia, she's loved the friendly faces, because Zambia is truly a peaceful country and the smiles are plenty.
She should come and settle here. The weather is nice, the food is nice.
Absolutely. She did come through to ZMBC TV for a sport-on program on Wednesday, and very on Thursday, rather, one of the many programs that we're able to offer ZMBC Sports. And she did mention that she's loving the place and loving the environment around here. But just as we continue with the lowdown in terms of Catherine P's fight, Natalie Forge came to Zambia, and the fight was on the 20th of October 2012 at Government Complex. And yet again, Catherine P coming tops. And then there was Leslie Domingo on the 23rd of March 2013. This one also was at the Government Complex. So, simply put, this is the third fight that Catherine is having at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. Many a times she's been fighting out at the government complex. And the crowd, I must say, amazing, truth be told. Michael.
It's absolutely amazing, Matimba. Like I was saying, I can't remember seeing a crowd this excited, so eager to see a fight like the fight that we're about to see. I just want to think that maybe everyone who's home there loves what they're seeing tonight on ZMBC TV1.
All right, exclusively. Like I said, all the other TV stations tuned into ZMBC TV, because this is an exclusive one. Now, let's continue with the lowdown of what's happening with Catherine P, because on the 20th of September 2013, she took on Howard Daku, and that one was at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. So just a bit of making sure that everything is in press, and Paken with more announcements now. And that's Catherine P.
The house is on fire.
Absolutely. And that's why we keep emphasizing, wherever you're watching this one, grab the front row seat so you don't miss a thing. And it's live and exclusive on a public service broadcast at ZMBC TV1.
The champ is here.
The champ. You know, one thing I like about Catherine, she's been very confident. She says she's been training hard and waiting for this one to pass. Looks very confident, very calm, so to speak, and we're in probably for what would be an exciting fight. And this is big. It's World Boxing Council, Michael. WBC,
man, it doesn't get bigger than this. The entire nation is behind her. Just look at the crowd here going crazy.
And I guess this will be a good opportunity for the Zambian sporting fraternity. Obviously, results not coming very well from the start of the year in terms of football. The various national teams, clubs also not performing very in terms of continental representation. But maybe this is an opportunity to buy those and move forward.
We're looking to boxing, and it's going to be our redemption.
Absolutely. So now, she did fight Howard Daku on the 28th of September 2013 at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, this very venue. Catherine P, and she won. Then they came Pierre Mezalenik on the 15th of March 2014, and Catherine won yet again. And then there was a bit of an interaction in Mongu, Western Province, where she took on Joyce Chilesh in what I'll call an exhibition fight last year on the 3rd of May 2014. But the last fight that's probably, or bout that we can make mention in terms of having given us some excitement was the one against the South African Bukiwa Nonina, and that one was on the 22nd of November last year at the Government Complex, and again, this one was a stop fight. For now, let's join Pakeni for more announcements in the ring as we build up. It's a big one. WBC, you can't ask for anything bigger than this.
One Zambia. One Zambia. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Labor and Social Security, Honorable Shamenda, the Honorable Minister, Commerce and Industry, Honorable Margaret Mwanakatwe. I also appreciate the presence of my comrades, my colleagues, the Honorable Minister representing the Head of State, His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chawarungu, Honorable Mulenga Sata, representing State House is here. Sitting next to him is Honorable Grefford Monde from Ministry of Agriculture. We also have Deputy Minister from Mines and Energy, Honorable Charles Zuru. Sitting next to him is the Deputy Minister coming from local government, Honorable Chingimbu. We also have honorable members of Parliament. Member of Parliament for Cabo Central, Honorable Kapianga. Honorable Member of Parliament from Chinga constituency, Honorable Howard Kunda is here. We also have one of our famous honorable MPs from Mufumbwe, Honorable Stephen Masumba. We also have our permanent secretary from the Ministry of Sports. And let me recognize the special presence of His Excellency, the Ambassador from the Irish Embassy, Mr. Finbar O'Brien with his wife. We also have in our presence and in the midst, the Chief Executive of Zamtel, one of the sponsors, Mr. Mwanakatwe. Of course, you know they are a couple with the Honorable Minister. Sitting next to me is the Chief Executive of Oriental Quarters, Mr. Mustafa Saad. I also want to appreciate the presence of former members of Parliament. I've seen the former Minister, Mr. Honorable Peter Machungwa is with us here. I want to appreciate the Boxing Board Chairman, Mr. Nelson Sapi. We also have the Chairperson of National Sports Council. I can't forget the presence of our senior and junior members of Patriotic Front and members from other political parties. Let me simply say, all the distinguished boxing fans present here tonight. Dear fans, the message from our Honor the Vice President is first of all to send a warm welcome to Christine Mahon McMahon. Bear with me for the pronunciation. But to you and your team from Iran, we are mostly welcome. And one of the vice presidents wishes you a wonderful stay in this good country of Zambia. And we wish you the best during the fight. To you, our queen, our champion, one of the vice president wishes you a successful career, both in the boxing ring and in your education. When you see us wearing these national colors, we know what we expect from you. We want you to do what you do best. We have got no doubt in our minds that you're gonna fly like an eagle and you're gonna put the smiles on our faces. We wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the blue corner, weighing in at 53.3 kilograms, in the black trunks, with a record 6 fights, all wins, fighting out of Ireland. Give it up for Christina McMahon. And introducing the champion, ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 53.5 kilograms, fighting out of Oriental Quarries Boxing Promotions, with a record 10 fights, all wins, in the orange trunk and the white trims. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Pelea. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Are you ready for boxing? We'll now have the national anthems. We will start with the national anthem from Ireland. Let's kindly be upstanding, ladies and gentlemen, as the national anthems play. And now, the Zambian national anthem. Ulariei. Akawawawawa. All right, we're just waiting for the officials to leave the ring. And also, we just want to mention that Catherine Piri is an ambassador for the Zambia Information and Communication Technology Authority, ZICTA. Catherine is the Child Protection Online Ambassador. This event is being managed by Ego Events Management. This event is being managed by Ego Events Management.
All right, so for now, with all those announcements that are about to follow us, let's pay bills because let's pay bills, and then afterwards we'll get through with the first round of this bout.
One Zambia, one nation.
So the chants are coming out louder and louder as we get underway for this World Boxing Council WBC 12 rounds fight. 6 rounds fights between Zambia's Catherine Piri, I beg your pardon there, with Christina McMahon. And of course, fighting from the red corner, it is Zambia's Catherine Piri with red trunks. This one looks tight, I must say, because both boxers are yet to record losses in this thus far in their careers, Michael.
Yes, absolutely, Matima. Like you were saying, these two boxers here are very impressive in their previous matches, but we're yet to see what they can come up against here, what they can do.
Well, McMahon looks confident so far, trying to come up with a combination of punches, but it's Catherine Piri who is probably waiting and an opportunity for her maybe to move forward with a combination of punches. She packs a powerful right punch, but it's expected, especially if you see the opening exchanges of the first round, that this is the only time you're probably getting to beat your opponents for the very first time.
Well, it's still early days, Matimba. Both boxers are trying to test each other here. They're trying to see the weaknesses, where they can exploit those weaknesses and try to capitalize on those weaknesses.
So Catherine Piri in white trunks and black trunks for Christina McMahon from the Republic of Ireland. It has given her an opportunity. She's been in Zambia since last week Sunday, and I think it's given her enough time to probably acclimatize and be able to get down to the business.
And you told me she loves the weather here.
Well, she does. She was telling me stories about the sun and that. Combination. And Catherine again, reminiscent of what she's done in the recent past of wanting to finish the fights as early as possible, just showing some glimpses of what she's capable of doing.
I've seen Catherine fight, Matimba, and this one shouldn't be a huge bother for her.
All right, so round one gone, done and dusted. 5 more to go in this 6 rounds bouts. Each round, of course, 3 minutes. And the fact that now she's entered the WBC ranks means a lot.
Well,
so
yes,
2 minutes of each round. But already a bit of patching up happening there.
Well, so far so good, what we've seen from Catherine Piri. If you are Catherine's fan, she has done extremely well in these opening few minutes of the first round. But like I said, it's still early to give her this round. There we can see Catherine landing those uppercuts to our opponent's face, but like I was saying, still too early to call this round. Both boxers trying to size each other up for
round
the
2.
upcoming
We are underway
rounds.
here at the Mulugushi International Conference Center. Whereas the previous fight was a bit cagey, or the one before, but this one obviously opening up a little bit.
Very different from the Charles Manucci and the previous fights that we've seen so far this evening.
Christina McMahon has been saying that age is not a matter, in this case, in that this 100,000 kwacha pace money, which is around 17,000 pounds, is far short of the megabucks, of course, that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in Nevada later on today.
It's a lot of money, Matimba, I can tell you, it's a lot of money. But she's come this far, and I'm sure she wants to prove her critics wrong.
So now, Catherine P moving forward. But McMahon proving to be a difficult and stubborn opponent. And not easily letting those punches that we normally, traditionally see Catherine P land very easily.
Well, a couple of wild uppercuts from Catherine. This is not traditionally Catherine Perry's kind of fight. It's very different. We expect her to be measured. We expect her to go inside and fight from there, like we're seeing.
One thing for sure that Catherine has in terms of an advantage here is that she's slightly taller in terms of the height than Christina. But apart from that, I think she seems to be, as much as possible, allowing Christina to come forward, and then in the process maybe try to find openings there.
Yes, like I was saying, Catherine is trying to fight from the inside. She's trying to pick her point, and she's trying to pick where she's going to hit Catherine.
But so far, it's been a very close to call fight, and so second round gone.
Second round gone, Matimba. If I were on the judges' score cards, I think I'd probably give this one to Catherine, because I think she's come out, she's been more offensive.
All right, and so this is how the second round went. Okay, Catherine there, I think a combination of punches. She must have landed some points there.
She just hasn't done enough damage to her opponent. There we can see again, Catherine hurting her opponent. That was a good left uppercut. It managed to stumble her opponent. Christina, I don't know, she's come here and she wants to fight on the defensive. Again there, as we're reviewing this fight, Catherine being on the offensive.
All right, so into the round 3 of this boxing bout, and for unbeaten Christina McMahon, it isn't about the money, it's a chance to match Katie Taylor and become Ireland's second world female boxing champion. So there's a lot at stake for this Irish boxer.
A lot of stake here.
But now, looks like the instructions from Michael Wibazulu is to finish this one as soon as possible. ASAP.
Yes, I think those are the instructions, because Catherine quite clearly is the stronger of the two boxers. Again, like I was saying, Matimba, Catherine needs to fight from the inside. She needs to get in there and land those punches which are going to give her the points.
Oh, the age difference near, not necessarily showing here in that Christina is 40.
I don't think it matters, Matimba.
No.
At this stage, I don't think it matters. What matters is the heart.
But now, Catherine seems to be moving forward. And later on, of course, later this year, we'll have another big boxing bout. In this month, to be more precise, on the 22nd of May, this very month, when Catherine P, who's actually, Esther P, who is in the audience with with her trainer, Anthony Mwamba, watching
yeah.
this one. That's another big one. So, big up to all the...
More boxing
women
coming for our fans on ZMBC TV1.
Maybe I should try boxing one of these days, yeah? Now, Catherine moving forward now. The combination of punches. This is probably proving too much for Christina.
Proving too much, like you were saying. I think her coach must have told her to stay out of this one. She should stay out of Catherine's reach.
The first 2 rounds that have come and passed have very difficult. The judges should have a very close, to call in terms of scoring, because it's not been an easy one. Points haven't been deducted, and the same can be said about this one. So just a bit of a cool drink there coming through for Catherine P.
Well, not exactly, Matimba. I think I'll give Catherine the first 2 rounds that we've seen. Going into the 3rd round, she should stay on the offensive. She should try and try to fight in the inside. Like I was saying, she should try and fight like there, manage to land those big punches. That is what she needs to do. Again, I think Catherine is on the offensive. She should do this more often if she wants to win this.
So round 3 now, Catherine P fighting from the red corner in white trunks.
It's up
So
it's
round 4
4.
now. It's amazing how fast these rounds are coming now. Now this is too much. And Christina under a lot of pressure here now.
She's
The
a lot
fans
of-
loving it here. The same can be said wherever you're watching us on your public service broadcast. And a combination of punches from Catherine P.
I think, Matimba, what is happening here is that Catherine is managing to land those big punches, which is scoring very heavily on the judges' scorecards.
I see a bit of a rejuvenated Catherine P in the last 2 rounds. And at some point we might probably think that this is the first round and yet it's the 4th. So 3 down, this is the 4th one in terms of the rounds. She looks like obviously getting a bit frustrated because many a times she's not allowed most of these boxing bouts to go thus far. But again, I think they are doing so far for Catherine rather is that at some point, even as much as she goes forward, like in this case, she tends to somewhat withdraw instead of finishing it off completely in terms of coming up with a combination of
I think
punches.
if I were Mike Zulu, the coach for Catherine Piri, I'd tell her to be on the offensive and continue and kill this off.
But again, maybe the word that has come through is that she has to be a little bit cautious, knowing that this type of boxer that she's fighting, yes, she might be very relatively new in terms of boxing, having spent a lot of years in kickboxing, and that is Christina from Ireland. But again, maybe she's a little bit cautious that maybe she may not want to open up too much and finish it off.
Christina has impressed me, Matimba, because she's managed to duck out of these punches that Catherine is managing to throw. And that's a huge plus for her.
And simply put, like you said, Michael, I think for this fight to probably be decided, the points difference, if it does end like this, even as we go into the 5th round and finally the 60th round, if we are told it does come through, will be very close. However, if any one of these boxers have to consistently win this boxing bout, will be via a knockout. But at this stage, it does not look like something that might probably happen because both boxers are coming up very well.
Well, Christina has managed to impress me so much because she's come here. Catherine has got a lot of support behind her. She's fighting really well. She's managing to throw those punches. But Christina has managed to fight and managed to hold on up to this round, the 4th round.
So no clear-cut punches that have come through in the 4th round. But I must be able to say that from a commentary position, Catherine is somewhat on an advantage. So round 5, 1 more to go. But like Michael said, Christina has managed to hold her on.
Not a lot of people were giving her, a lot of room to go this far, but she's managed to surprise us.
So the chance now coming in, and a bit drowned by the noise of the fans here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, edging Catherine P. Let's go, Catherine. It's always a disadvantageous position fighting in such an environment, but these are professional boxers who are used to such environments, Michael.
It's advantageous and disadvantageous because, one, it puts you on the offensive, and then secondly, you tend to feel the pressure on you. As much as you might be doing well, you think you're not doing well. So that might prove to be a negative for you, especially if you're fighting at home.
So Catherine, someone tried to, they must have learned this, looks like it's straight from the training manual in terms of boxing from Michael Weaver, where the Manucci star has to come in, of allowing the opponents to come at you, and then once they slip up, you have an opportunity to hit them hard.
Christina McMahon here, very strong, proving to be very strong and capable in spite of the huge home support for Catherine Peary.
However, what is truth to be told is that Catherine is truly in control of the bouts so far. I mean, the rounds so far.
But I think the huge difference here, Matimba, has been the experience.
That we've not seen from the previous boxers, but now maybe a chance for her to finish at this one. This is too much now for Christina, but she manages to survive this scare.
And she manages to duck out of those dangerous uppercuts.
Look, it will be very interesting, Michael, to hear what the two boxers will have to say after this fight, because I don't think that Catherine has been exposed to such competition before. This is her first real test, in my opinion.
Absolutely, Matimba. I can't remember Catherine being put to the wire, being put to the test.
So 60th round, the beautiful game, or the beautiful sport of boxing.
There.
However, this round was close, in my opinion, from what we're seeing.
This has been very close. This has been very close. Christina, as much as she's received those punches, she has as well managed to land heavy punches on
I tell you what,
Catherine.
Michael, after watching this fight today, it has brought me memories of, remember the song by Ali Adelet, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number? And I think this is what is happening, because Christina, truly speaking, she's brought in her best, and I think this is a very good litmus test going forward for Catherine Peary. So into the 60th and final round here in this WBC Interim Gods title fight, live on your public service broadcast, just for you, ZNBC TV1.
A lot of experience going into this match, especially by Christina McMahon from the Republic of Ireland, fighting against Catherine Peary from Zambia in the white trunks.
I think one thing for sure is that I think Christina must have done her homework very well, as opposed to the previous opponents that we've seen come through fight against Catherine. It's not been this easy. At this stage, we'll probably be talking something else.
She's really impressed me, because she's come here in spite of the huge support for Catherine. She's come here and she's fought well. She's managed to stay out of those dangerous uppercuts. And I think I must give her a huge plus for her.
So Christine feeling that maybe she can get this one. They will go all the way and fight like war on this 60th round, because they know that this is the 60th and final round. On the other, just a little bit cautious so that none of them probably goes down. This will probably go down to split point decision, I feel.
This probably will, because both boxers have come out here, they've given their best, they've managed to land those heavy punches, they've managed to receive those heavy punches. Let's wait and see what the judges are going to score on their cards.
It's about issues of endurance here as we count it down. 15, 14 seconds. And there it is.
Again, Catherine on the offensive, but the impressive Christina managing to get out of harm's way.
So into the last few seconds, and there we are. We are done and dusted. Done and dusted. The 6 rounds have come and gone very fast.
Face judge. Supervisor.
So into the
into the
7th
next
round.
Yes, into the next round. We can see.
Good fight.
We can see
Good fight. Good.
Christina there. Christina McMahon, the Irish boxer, being managed by the husband Martin, who said she's not here to lose, she's here for a fight. She's come out here and she's managed to land those big and heavy punches. We're going to the 7th round, Matimba.
7th round, we're still going on. And now Catherine coming out more stronger. Although we must say that the previous round was very, very close, so to speak.
Too close to go, Matimba. Too close to go.
Catherine has got a long reach, which is an advantage for her. And the good thing is that she's able to land those punches and easily retract from there. Christina looks like she's under a lot of pressure now. Catherine moving forward. This is too much now for Christina. Tell you what, this is an exciting round, and Catherine certainly has scored more points in this one.
She's managed to land those big punches, Matimba, but she's not doing the damage. One thing which is very impressive here by Christina is that she's managed to be on her feet up to this point.
In this 7th round, I feel that Kathy, who in this case is Catherine, is on top of her game. However, what has worked so far for Christina is that she's very good when it comes to ducking and avoiding those punches.
And this is the first time that we're seeing Catherine pushed to this limit, to this level.
What we'll probably wait and see,
yes,
Marco, is that whether Christine, obviously age does have a factor. If it was any other sport, like football, they say in the case of goalkeepers, the older they become, the better they mature, like wine. But in the case of boxing, I think it's also about issues to do with age. And at this stage, you can see that she definitely needed this break to come to, couldn't wait.
It's a better fight than we anticipated, Matimba. Christina McMahon has come here and she's given her best, she's given her whole. I think this is the furthest that we've seen Catherine being pushed. I can't remember the last time that we saw Catherine Peary being pushed, but it's still a long way to go. This is just the 7th round. And if I were Mike Zulu, 8th round, we're going to the 8th round here. 7th round, which has been equally fought out here by the two boxers.
Well, this boxing bout has, I know that it's involved, it's been energy sapping for both boxers, Michael, because it's not been easy. Round 8 now, and still fighting from the red corner. The Zambian boxer Catherine, and of course on the left, rather on the orange corner, Christine. No one is moving here. I guess it's the same can be said wherever you're watching this boxing bout live on your public service broadcast at ZNBC TV one just for you.
And I wonder what Mike Weaver Zulu must be saying in that corner. Seeing how Christina has come and fought here.
So, point of correction, earlier on we did say that this was a 6 rounds fight. It's actually 10 rounds. And the Chipolo Polo anthem, which is normally associated with the Zambia national soccer team. Speaking of which, there will be an action next week against Malawi in an international friendly at the Koloma Stadium right here in the nation's capital in Lusaka. Comes out here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, which is traditionally a boxing center. Because remember the early days of Esther P. also have had fights here in this one. But back to action now. Catherine Peary. In white trunks.
What should she do, Matimba? If you were a
well,
coach,
for me, I think with what she's scored so far, if the intention or the instruction that has come through from her trainer is to finish it off by way of a knockout, that would be well and good. But if it is anything to do with going thus all the way, then that should happen. So a little bit of patching up happening on Catherine P on her gloves. And that's the coach, Mike Weaver Zulu. It's like the glove was not tightly trapped.
Managed
the
managed
left one.
there.
So tense moments for both camps. So nothing to worry you out there.
Christina is a better fighter than we thought, Matimba.
She is. So the 8th round almost coming to an end here. But also I've liked the discipline that has been displayed by both boxers in terms
Very
of
disciplined,
sticking to
yes.
the rules. We've seen very little of instructions or probably warnings coming through from the referee, or anything, for instance, to say that points will be deducted like we've seen in the previous fights. So professional and thumbs up to the two boxers. So in the past, if you remember the days of Lotimwani, the fans, instead of saying Chipolo Polo here, would have been shouting, Wajimi, Kapononi ni Tune. My members, yeah, something like that. I remember those days, you know, the dying minutes of close fight when Lotimwani, the late, may so rest in peace, would be like, Wajimi, Kapononi Tune. But now
Those were the days, Matimba.
those were the days. But the same, we can see that coming back right now.
Well, the end of another round.
So into the 9th round, one more to go. We call it quits, by which time we'll probably know who's come out tops.
Very difficult, Matimba, to separate between these two boxers here.
It was 3 minutes. Should be 2.
So now round 9.
2 minutes.
Round
They're
number
saying
9, as we
3.
can see there in the ring.
Okay. Okay.
So round 9 of this WBC World Boxing Council Gold Interim Boxing Bout. But just as a recap of the 8th round.
Yes, like I was saying, Matimba, Catherine here has been on the offensive, but she's come up against a very good opponent, determined to fight her way. People were saying she's old, she's 40 years old, but she's come here and she's impressed a lot in spite of the huge support that Catherine has enjoyed here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center.
So round 9. Catherine surging forward.
One more round to go, Matimba. If you were a judge, hypothetically speaking,
Tell you what, this will be a very difficult one in terms of the scoring as well, because both boxers obviously fighting for something big. And for instance, in the case of the Irish boxer, Ireland's only female boxer, Christine Lighting McMahon, you know, she's attempting to annex the World Boxing Council bottom with interim gold title, you know, so there's a lot at stake. The same can be said about Catherine, the 21-year-old grade 11 pupil at Namununga Secondary School.
only 21.
McMahon has been a true
Fighter.
absolutely, and a true opposition, a good opposition of you know what we're seeing.
Rarely in a long time have we seen anyone push Catherine this far
So
in a boxing bout.
Catherine is still showing a lot of composure. She seems not in any way affected with what has happened so far in terms of the strong staying opposition that has come through from Christina.
Well, if I were her promoters, I would start looking at stronger opponents, because the longer she goes on in this division, especially WBC, the better the opponents that she has to face. So the bigger they come, the better for her.
Well, true to her words, I think now she's lived up to the nickname of Lightning.
She has, Matimba, she has.
Yeah. So we have the final round now coming up, which is round 10. And this one is a make or break. You snooze, you lose.
I like that expression, Matimba. And there she's
What a fight. Woo. Good fight.
That's certainly round 10. Round before this one, round 9.
Like I was saying, Matimba, Christina McMahon, very tenacious. She might be 40, but she's fighting very hard here. She's not letting her guard down. She's giving Catherine a good run for her money. We didn't expect to see this. I can't remember anybody ever pushing Catherine this far in a boxing bout.
But that's what it means, Michael. Each time you graduate into another level, now we're talking of
Go, girls.
WBC, World Boxing Council. This is the 10th
Good
and
last
final
round.
round. You can see the boxers giving each other like all the best now.
And everybody's on their feet here.
No one is moving. Mulungushi Conference Center stands still.
The house is on fire.
Absolutely. So now Catherine. But the first time that you feel that this one has taken her thus far. But for Christina, I think she'll be very happy to finish this fight knowing that she was not flawed. It's about endurance here. Although between the two boxers, Christina for me looks a bit tired.
I think the longer this boxing bout has gone on, the better that Christina has become. For me, personally, that is the way I see it. Because I think Catherine was dominating in the earlier bouts, but the longer it has gone on, I think the better that Christina has become.
I guess it was a situation of hoping that this one will not go that far. So you can see the holding rather there by Christina. It's about winding, allowing the clock to wind down so that the fight comes to a close. So counting down, 57, 56 seconds. And for Christina, well, she still manages to sap up some energy, and but she's not scoring points for me because where she's landing those punches do not count in terms of the scoring.
Christina, body shots from Christina. Another huge uppercut from Catherine.
So again, Catherine has to go back. It's like that glove has to be strapped again. It's the second time we're seeing these fights stopped.
Again,
so that there's more strapping happening. And it's the left one again.
Again, I don't know what's happening here. This is not professional.
Yeah, no need to wait for something to use as a counter to just use your teeth. Yeah. It happens. It's okay. It's okay. You're talking of canines, premolars, and the like. Remember there was any days we used to use those things?
I do.
Now here we go. Back to action. It's about finishing off this one now. And that's why it's probably called, in the Zambian scenario, I would probably call this one the fight of the century in terms of Catherine Cree's first realistic competition that is she's first going up to this stage.
Matimba, she's got to come up against the best, and she's come up against the best tonight here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. Imagine if she were fighting outside the country, in Ireland.
I think for Catherine also, this has put her to the real test. It's the first time I'm seeing Catherine being exposed to such. And so, we are done and dusted.
Wow.
What a fight we've had, Michael.
Absolutely huge fight, Matimba.
It's worthy the money, it's worthy coming to watch, and it's worthy for you out there who have grabbed the front row seats and watched this one.
And if you manage to stay live on ZNBC TV, and if you are watching this match, this boxing match between Catherine Phiri and Christina McMahon, WBC bantamweight interim gold bout. Wow, what a fight.
So the 10th round, you can see in this last round, Catherine also, but that was a point recorded.
There, Matimba, that is why she should have gone in and killed this match. But she let her opponent come in and fight back. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Oh, but again, maybe in this case, the kickboxing background that Christina has somewhat helped her.
Yes, again, we were told coming to this match that Christina McMahon is a kickboxer. She's been kickboxing for the past 20 years. Huge experience for her. It has shown here. She hasn't been a walkover. This one is going to be tight, and whoever walks away as a winner, as a victor of this one, is a worthy winner.
All right, and of course we did see Christina looking very confident. She did
There you can see
record some body shots, which probably let her on the idea was to make Catherine on your screens get tired, because the longer you endure those, at some point you might probably get tired. So let's see and get to know what the final announcement is. But that's Catherine Peary, still looking very confident. One thing I like about her is that she's always confident, even when you have an interview with her. Very confident.
Very confident, very humble. Someone who's down to earth. And I think for me, a true champ. But coming into this fight really close, we have to go to the judges' scorecards to really find out who has won this one.
Well, Christina looks swollen on the left eye. Wow, that should have come from Catherine, definitely. But again, on the other side, it must be said that at the age of 40, she's truly shown that she's a professional. And maybe it's also about adhering to the various coaching instructions. More so if you've got your husband as your trainer, it does show.
Yes, I like that. The other day I had an interview with Martin, the husband of the Irish boxer there, at the mercy of Catherine Peary. Again, a huge punch there, rocking Catherine. I don't know how she managed to stay on her feet. But like you were saying, we have to get to the judges' scorecards to see who has really come out on top.
So we're still waiting for the totaling of the results that have been recorded by the various judges, and then thereafter we'll be able to announce who the winner is. For now, let's pay bills. But before then, just also, even as we waiting for the totaling of results, what a good crowd that has come through, and this one has been very close, Michael, I must say. The only other time I remember seeing a boxing bout that was this close was the days when Esther Peary was fighting. There was one, I'm not too sure of the opponent. I don't know whether it was Petrova or somebody. It was at the Woodlands Stadium in 2007.
At Woodlands Stadium.
Yeah, very close. Esther came out tops, but at the end of the day, it was not very close. We need to pay bills in order to get paid. For now, we take a short ad break as we wait for the results. Keep it here on ZNBC TV1. Back to the Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka, Zambia. And we just witnessed the World Boxing Council WBC interim god fight between Zambia's Catherine Peary and Christina McMahon of the Republic of Ireland. Very shortly we should be able to get the results of who has come out tops, but truth be told, Christina has not been easy opposition for Catherine, and the two boxers have given us what an exciting fight. And we've seen the thrills and spews that have come through in the 10 rounds of this boxing bout. So the totaling happening, and very shortly we should be able to get the announcements from the...
Right there we can see Christina just giving her acknowledgement
And
to
that's the husband, eh?
That's the husband and the trainer. And he said she doesn't have any negativity in her. She's here for a positive result. And we are waiting to see what the judges are going to score at the end of the day.
All right,
but interesting matchup we've had here.
All right, let's cross over now to Market.
After 10 rounds of action, Judge 1, 95-95. Judge 2, 94-97. Judge 3, 95-96. And the winner and the WBC champion, Christina McMahon.
Wow. So the result has come through, and Christina McMahon has beaten Catherine Peary. This is a big blow for the young Zambian boxer, I must say. Michael.
Well, a split point decision that we are having here. Remember, Matimba, I was telling you that Christina came here. She came here for results. Her husband was saying she doesn't have any negativity in her. And we've seen how she's fought. She's fought like a champion. very brave.
All right, so that's the winner, Christina McMahon of the WBC World Boxing Council interim god. So for now, let's join Modern Sinkala for the post-match interviews.
So it was a serious fight for the WBC interim god bantamweight title, and at the end of the day, it can only be one winner, and in this case, it's Christina McMahon of the Republic